in order to make more sales, you have to have more content to back up your claims. You have to have content that people can go through and do their own research. And if you don't have the right content, it means that someone is going to find your competitor's content. Your competitor is going to subtly sell them on their products and services, and then you're going to lose the sale to your competitors. So one of the biggest problems that I see a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, enterprise companies, and even influencers have over the next few years is the ability to scale their content creation and distribution process. So in a very simple way, how they can scale their ability to create content without them having to be on camera all the time, and then how they can get that content out onto the right platforms in front of the right target audiences without them just like using all of their time to do all of that. Because if you do it on your own, you're creating content at first, it's easy enough, but as your company grows, as you grow, as your reputation grows, you're going to want to achieve a level of omnipresence, especially if you're a big enterprise company. If you're a decision maker watching this video, CEO, you know the importance of creating content. You know the importance of being on every platform. You know the importance of having content that people can find through search. And so I see over the next few years that this will be one of the biggest problems that a lot of companies will be facing. And one way of getting past that problem, well, there's actually two ways. The first way is by leveraging AI, because with AI, you can clone your voice. You can clone the way you look and put it on camera. So it means that you don't have to be the focal point of the content creation process. With the right tools, with the right tech, you can eventually, over the next couple of years, even really this year, I mean, the tech's not great right now, but even this year you can do it, but 100% over the next couple of years, you're going to be able to create video content without you having to set up a camera all the time. You might just have to create one long form video, and then AI will be able to do its thing. It'll be able to copy the way you look, how you move your hands, your facial expressions, even the tone of your voice. At the moment, we have tech like this that is kind of similar to what I'm describing, but it's not 100% yet. And we use this at Video CEOs at the moment, although it's not perfect. It still operates quite well. It does the job. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is the ability or the skills to build a virtual team of people that can help you create that content and then distribute it in all the right places so that you can achieve a level of omnipresence that nobody else is able to achieve, at least at the moment, at least your competitors. Now, the reason why I think that this is going to be one of the biggest problems most companies will have is because it's relatively straightforward to build a sales team. It's relatively straightforward to have a marketing team. And almost all of the stuff when it comes to sales and marketing can be learned elsewhere and it can be applied. But scaling this entire process, the content creation process, scaling your YouTube channel, the amount of content you're putting on Instagram, the amount of content you're putting on TikTok, the only way to do that at the moment is to work harder yourself. So if I wanted to make more videos on my own for YouTube, I would just have to make sure that every day I'm pumping out YouTube videos. But there's only a certain amount of time in my day. Plus, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a business owner. I've got a bunch of other things that I need to do throughout my day. If not throughout the day, at least throughout the week. I just can't physically do it, and I wouldn't be able to be consistent at just smashing out YouTube videos all the time. If you wanted to get more sales, typically you scale your sales team, you send out more emails, you send more DMs, you spend more money on advertising. This is how you scale that. And the same kind of applies to marketing. But I just don't see any solution to actually scaling the content creation process and the distribution of that content, except with both AI and virtual teams. And so in kind of forecasting and like recognizing this potential future problem, which I believe exists now, I've built a free community, what is currently free at the moment, called the Video CEOs Creator Community, which is a place for video editors, content creators, marketers, entrepreneurs, who want to learn how they can create more content by leveraging AI and then scale that content creation and distribution process so that they can make more content than if they were to do it on their own, and they can leverage a team in order to achieve this goal. Because if you have a team of people that are using AI to help you scale your content, it means you can remove yourself from the business at least a little bit, far more than if you were to create the content on your own. And then that team can take care of making sure that you're getting a return on your investment whilst you're working on the business instead of in it. Because most people, especially if you're a decision maker or an entrepreneur, you don't want to just be a content creator. You don't want to be an influencer. you've probably got other business ideas on your mind. Maybe you just want to have this one company over here making money, and then you've got something over here that you want to build on that maybe you're more passionate about. Or maybe you just want to build a business and sell it in the future, in which case you don't necessarily want to have your personal brand attached to that business. So it makes sense to use AI. It makes sense to be able to scale the content creation process. And it makes sense to also take a step back from being the focal point of that brand, from being the face of the brand. So you can join that community by clicking the link in the description below. And hopefully with time in that community, I'll be able to put enough information in there so that anyone can build out their content teams. Because people like Alex Hormozi spends $3 or $4 million a year on his content creation team. So he has to pay video editors, graphic designers, script writers, creative directors, whoever makes up his team. The wages or the amount of money he spends on them, including all their tools and software and everything, according to him, adds up to about $3 or $4 million. And that's what he pays every year just to run that team. Similarly, Iman Gadzhi does something almost exactly the same as Alex Hormozi. He's got a team of about 20 people. I don't know how much money he spends every month or every year. I'd imagine it's probably not far off Alex Hormozi. The size of Alex Hormozi's team is around the 20-person mark as well. But irrespective of how much he spends, I know that Iman Gadzhi produces about 4,000 pieces of content a month from memory. I remember listening to a podcast or watching him on YouTube recently, and he said this. Don't quote me, but it's definitely like in the thousands. At the moment, for most people, even you watching this right now, let's say you're a content creator, you probably can't make 4,000 pieces of content on your own. You need to be able to leverage a team in order to do that. But the thing is, most people don't have the skills to build the team, build the processes, build the systems, the infrastructure, then manage the team, and then lead the team. These are all things that require a lot of knowledge. They require a lot of experience. They require a lot of failure so that you could learn from the mistakes that you made. And so I believe that this is a problem that we'll be able to solve over the next few years. And as my company always evolves, I believe that not only is understanding how to do this going to help me achieve a level of omnipresence so that I can be absolutely everywhere over the next few years, but I can also help other people achieve that goal, whether it's a lawyer, a real estate agent, someone that sells informational products, an internet marketer, or just your regular enterprise company, like a cybersecurity company or a healthcare company. It doesn't really matter what industry you're in. At some point, you're going to realize that in order to make more sales, you have to have more content to back up your claims. You have to have content that people can go through and do their own research. And if you don't have the right content, it means that someone is going to find your competitor's content. Your competitor is going to subtly sell them on their products and services, and then you're going to lose the sale to your competitors, all because you didn't have enough content out there on the internet. Now, if I look at it in that way, it means that over the next decade, there's going to be a massive amount of content available on the internet, far more than what you see today. Because if you think there's a lot now, just consider the fact that most companies don't have a social media presence on YouTube for a start, or they're not posting content consistently on some of these platforms. Imagine if all the companies that you know of were constantly publishing content. If your competitors were constantly publishing content, how would you compete with them? The only other way is to be able to create and publish and distribute more content than your competitors. That's really the only way of doing it. Therefore, if you want to scale your business into the tens of millions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars or billions of dollars like Alex Hormozi, then the only way you can possibly compete is by creating more content and distributing it in more places and doing that over and over again without losing the quality. Because sometimes if you post too much content, the quality is not there. If you can keep the quality high as well as the quantity, then there's no way you can lose to anyone else. So if you want to learn how you can do all these things, there's going to be free information in the community, which you can join by clicking a link in the description below this video. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments below. Like this video, it helps me with the algorithm, and I'll see you in the next one.